What's up, guys? It's Crane back for another quick news video. Today we're going to be covering two things, kind of small things. I think two crazy I want to report on today. The big thing is just the Gears of War stuff, which I already made a video on, which you can go check out if you're interested in the Gears of War collection. But today we're going to cover two things, and they're both around people I have negative opinions of, or people/companies I have negative opinions of. But we got something a little funny here, and actually a positive note. Let's start off with the funny one, I guess. Randy Pitchford lost his mind on Twitter again. So he did this before, if you weren't aware, when people were crapping on Borderlands 3 because a lot of people had issues with the story and whatever. And he basically attacked people and said, write it yourself. And then it happened again when the Borderlands movie came out, where people were like, hey, generally it wasn't that good of a time, right? People were like down on it. And I'm not going to pull up the receipts, but you can check it. You can find YouTube videos but like reporting on it. Randy was replying to everyone going like, oh, what didn't you like about it? What didn't you like about it, huh? I don't know. I'm just curious why didn't like. He wouldn't let someone's opinion be negative. And he was very, very defensive of the Borderlands movie, which obviously was a classic hit, right? Everyone went to go see the Borderlands movie. That was the best movie of all time. Well, he's back at it again because there was someone that was tweeting. I think it was Mitsu Show. Yes, it's Mitsu Show right here. They were basically saying, like, Borderlands 4, like, I'm not feeling the hype. It doesn't look that interesting. I'm hoping the team locks in and makes a really good game. That's all he said. Like, I don't have to pull the tweet. Like, that's basically that's like 90% what he said. All right. And then Randy got really upset and said, I don't need this negative energy right now. And he deleted this tweet, by the way. But he said, I don't need this negative energy right now. I don't need to see this. I'm busy trying to make the best Borderlands ever. And I'm going to block you. I'm gonna give you a day. I'm gonna give you a gracious 24 hours so you can see this before I hit the block button. And then he just muted him anyway. He realized you can mute on Twitter. So I guess he deleted that tweet. But basically, someone slightly criticized the game, and not even criticized. It was basically like, I hope it's better. I hope we're growing up in the world. Like, I'm hoping the best for Borderlands 4. It doesn't look that calm right now, but I hope it's better. And Randy just shuts him down and just says, get out of here, and like turns off the criticism and basically puts the guy on mute, on block, right? And then we had someone reply and say, I spoke on this on stream, but it was Goth Alien. I don't know who this is, but they must be a streamer. But Bishop says something here. Mr. Show loves Borderlands and gave some very valid concerns, mild takes really, about Borderlands 4. Hate to see Duval Magic mute him as a result publicly. So Duval Magic is just Randy Pitchford. I did actually double check that. Yes, Duval Magic is Randy Pitchford. I was looking at that like, really? Anywho. And then he comes on, his critique comes from a place of love, as will mine. Please reconsider, do better, make a great Borderlands, and when your longest lasting, biggest supporters give feedback and worries, especially respectfully, digest it gracefully. Hopefully Borderlands 4 bangs. Completely valid stance, and that's honestly, I think, what most people should agree with, is you probably shouldn't just, block someone or get rid of their voice just because they're like, oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this game coming up. If they weren't even just hating for hate, right? Like, you should accept that criticism, read it, and move on. You don't make a tweet about it, don't make a big deal. But anyway, this is what happened. Randy replied saying, I didn't see, let me click on it. I didn't see any critique. I just saw shitty negativity that was demotivating. Want the best Borderlands? Root for us and cheer us on. If you take developers' passions for granted, we'll pay the price. I love criticism, and he does not love criticism. This is a lie in a tweet form. Thankfully, I've never been in short supply. Well, yeah, for clear fucking reasons. Like this. Don't gaslight me on this post, which is insane. He's like, the people are saying like it's not criticism, which it wasn't. He was hopefully optimistic. And he's saying we're gaslighting now for just like, saying that guy wasn't hating on you. It wasn't criticism, it was pessimism. It's talks for people killing themselves for your entertainment, so fuck that noise. So basically, if you say anything mild about, hey, I'm not gonna name my kid Borderlands 4, you're blocked by Randy. If you don't say, man, I just won the lottery, I'm going to give half of this to Randy Pitchford for making Borderlands, you're blocked from Randy. Randy will block you for doing anything in this world that is not aligning with his goals. I love some of the replies here. I'm sorry, that's your perspective on it. Wishing you all the best. The game looks like shit. Here's some criticism. I think everyone grew up except for you. Obviously, this is all like objective. Like this is what's happened, right? Now I'm going to give my personal stance. I do feel, this is subjective here, I do feel Borderlands has fallen off after Borderlands pre-sequel. I actually do like 1, 2, and pre-sequel. I'm not a big fan of 3, and I've not played Tiny Tina's Wonderland, but it looked really boring. Like, I didn't have an opinion or even a single thought ever to buy it, right? I've heard basically the game's boring itself. Obviously, I don't have a hands-on experience with it. But I do feel like Borderlands is going in a very mid-direction, and the movie did not help that. The movie coming out and going, shitting all over the cinema, that doesn't help. I thought Borderlands 3 had a very bad story with good gameplay. But I wouldn't say great gameplay. I don't even think it was like great for the year it came out. It was still like you're a little behind on first-person shooters. But it was good gameplay. Once again, I'm going to go right here. Easily fix the story, have the brother steal the sister's powers. It's an easy fix because he was considered like a leech the whole game. It was like I thought they were doing it. That's such an easy fix for the plot, if you know what I'm talking about, Borderlands 3. But obviously they didn't do that. I don't want to go too deep for spoilers. But there's easy fixes, and like generally just the writing hasn't been there. But Randy's losing his mind again. If he loses it even more, I'll make sure to comment on this. This was on March 2nd, the latest reply. But that's all I really want to cover for Randy Pitchford and I guess Borderlands itself, because Randy is basically the face of Borderlands. But let's do the little quick news story, because we're going to give EA as much credit as they deserve, which is not much, but some. We're going to be very quick about this. Split Fiction is the first EA game to earn a 90% Metacritic score in 13 years. Let me pull this out. I have a photo of it here. The last EA published title to achieve this was Mass Effect 3 in 2012. Coincidentally, today's anniversary. It's no longer the anniversary. I'm 2 days late on this. But this is insane. EA, like, it's not even like, oh, they got 95. It's like just a 9 out of 10, basically, if you look at it like that, which is pretty hard Metacritic. You need a lot of people to agree. EA hasn't got that in a decade and a half, really, which is insane. That's insane work. A decade and a little bit. A half is a bit of a jump. But W Split Fiction, I guess I got to check this out, find someone to play it with on stream. And I'm actually surprised, personally, that Mass Effect 3 got that high rating. I thought people didn't like 3. I love Mass Effect 3, but I didn't think that was, like, well rated. But yeah, that is as much credit I'm going to give EA, because that is how much good they've done in the past 10 years. They get a minute of good coverage, and we'll go back to shitting on them until they do this consistently. But yeah, W Split Fiction, I'll check it out. It seems like it's getting good reviews. A lot of streamers are playing it, and we'll see what the player count and stuff looks like, if there's any news stories I can pick up on it. But besides it, that's it, guys. 2 little stories there about my 2 favorite things, Randy Pitchford and EA. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys on stream. Thank you for listening. Adios.